Sometimes a little change is good, no? It gives you the opportunity to move ahead in life, to grow and discover, to reach new bolder milestones, while still holding true to everything you stand for.
IDBI Federal has now changed to AGS Federal. It's the same old company, but with a bold new outlook.
तो कितने सालों के बाद जन्मदिन पे मेरे हाथ का बनाया खाना खा रहा है।
जस्ट माय रूट्स, घर का बना खाना पहुंचाए आपके शहर तक।
Hello and welcome to this very special edition of Backstage with Boria with Mayank Agarwal. I was actually there for Mayank's debut in Melbourne, that Boxing Day test match. That is actually, initiation into, how do I put it, into fire. We sort of thrust Mayank into the challenge and he came out super. I remember sitting with MSK Prasad and both of us were like, this is a tough one. And this man stood up for India. Thereafter in Sydney, what a series that was. A fantastic home series followed. After that, up and down, and that's absolutely the way sport goes. So where is Mayank Agarwal at the moment? How does he evolve himself as a cricketer? What are the areas he's working on? Thank you very much, Mayank, for speaking to me. How do you look back? Great start, fabulous start, and thereafter in very, very good career. But obviously at this point in time, what are the areas you're working on? Give me a sense.
Well, I have to be honest, I was very, very happy with the way I started, playing your debut game in MCG on the Boxing Days is a very special moment. I think representing your country and playing Test cricket is always a special moment, and for me, it made it even more special when when the debut was in MCG on Boxing Day. Fantastic memories from that day. I can definitely say it was a sleepless night before, thinking about what's going to happen, what's not going to happen. But yeah, fantastic memories. Very happy with the way I played my first series in Australia. Just thinking about it and talking about it, really sends all the good memories and all the good the feel good factor comes back.
And when you think that you were actually playing a major part in your country, winning a series in 71 years, that makes the feeling all the more special, doesn't it?
I think as a player, that is the most special feeling. When as a player you're contributing and the team is winning, there is no bigger or better feeling as a sportsman when you're playing a team sport. I reckon I think that tops the list. And I was very lucky that Virat, after receiving the trophy, he gave it to me as tradition goes, and he says, here, it's for you. You made a debut. You're going to stand there and lift up the trophy. And that memory, that feeling, those emotions are truly special. It's just not. I wouldn't do justice if I would. If I cannot do justice by just putting that in terms of words.
Lovely story. What now, Mayank? I mean, clearly it has been 4 years. You have evolved as a person, as a cricketer. You've gone through ups and downs. What are you working on? Areas you're working on now? How are you looking yourself as a batter at this point in time going forward?
I would say that post the debut series, I had a great run in the home season. and something I'm very happy about, something I'm very confident, and I pat myself on my back for the kind of performances I've put at home. But but with that said, definitely, if I have to be honest with me as a cricketer, uh, definitely, getting more runs abroad, getting centuries abroad, getting more match winning performances abroad would mean a lot more, would actually make me feel a lot more better. But that is work in progress for me. And having toured South Africa for the first time recently, it was nice, it was great. But I would just wouldn't look at it as just my own personal journey, but also look at it as what the team has achieved in these years, and the kind of cricket we've played. Winning twice in Australia, winning in England, or leading I wouldn't say winning, but say leading the series 2-1 in England, and the kind of cricket we as the Indian team has played has been fantastic. And the talk has always been about, it's never always about individual performances, but more about what you're doing as an individual. Are you winning key moments? Are you putting the team in a good position? And I would definitely look at that as a cricketer, and I think the Indian team has done really well.
Even in South Africa, I mean, the test match that we won, your contribution was stellar. You and KL. Actually, if you ask me what was the central reason after that first test match we lost, because, obviously the first test match was defined by that opening stand. That 100 plus opening stand set up the match for us. And even after that, if I have to be very candid with you, you look good. Some of your shots were stellar. You got starts. Unfortunately, you weren't able to convert in the second and third test matches. That is where maybe improvement has to come. But you at no point, to me as an observer, looked out of sorts. You looked very much there as a player who belonged. Did you get the same feeling?
Definitely. See, for a batsman, if you can be on driving, and if you can be straight driving, cover driving, one of the better bowlers in world cricket right now, Rabada, that means you are doing something right. But with that said, obviously, the improvement is to convert those starts into big scores, and I thrive myself on that, and I pride myself on that. That there are times when I get set is when I score big. Those double hundreds and 150s prove that. So definitely areas to improve. That is definitely work in progress. But I would say that as a cricketer, I've definitely grown, and and grown well, and quite happy with the. I wouldn't say quite happy. Do accept where I am right now, and I do acknowledge the fact that there are a few improvements that need to be made for me to get better and better, and that's I think that's the journey.
Exactly.
That's the journey a cricketer goes through.
Absolutely. Give me a sense of working with Rahul Dravid, Mayank. Obviously, you must have benefited from the little time that you spent, because a stalwart in his own right, one of the greatest batters that India has produced. Give me a sense of working with Rahul Dravid.
I think Rahul Bhai is somebody who's very calm, who looks at both aspects. He's also looking at from an outsider, or no, I wouldn't say outsider. He's looking at it from a coach's perspective, but having played the game himself, he's also looking at it from a player's perspective. So see, he's got both the perspectives in place, and he's kept the environment very, I would say he's kept the environment very calm. Okay, and with him understanding the game so much, the talk with me has always been about managing mental energies. Having that mental energy over the period of 5 days. Not burning yourself out, not stress, not overthinking, and all that kind of stuff. So I think working with him has has been easier, because we've also worked with him in India A. Those were the kind of conversations we had when we were in India A, and we've just continued from there on.
Very, very interesting. When you say mental energies, can you explain a little bit more? And I mean, just Because obviously when we watch the game or we talk about the game, we don't know about these factors, and these are great factors to celebrate. I mean, obviously getting into the mind of a player, the kind of conversations. Can you explain it a little bit more?
Well, somebody he understands who I am as a player, and just talking to me and understanding my game. So he's trying to put himself in my shoes and says, okay, Mayank, probably these are the areas I feel that you need to work on. I would say that he's somebody who said, who's not really tinkered too much about technique. He's definitely given his input, said, Mayank, probably these are the places I feel you need to work on. But he's also given me space, saying that, okay, this is how you've played the game. This is how you've been successful for most of your career. So try and execute that better, and then try and make those little adjustments so that you get better and better as a player. That is in terms of technique and in terms of mindset. So he keeps saying, because I'm a person who really likes to practice a lot. Who's out there. Even in an optional session, we'll always go out there and keep batting, and I love batting for long hours. But he says that you need to be able to understand that maybe one practice session isn't going to make much of a difference. You would want to take that, and you would want to take that rest, and you want to be mentally fresh, and just in those lines. He doesn't mean he just gives his suggestion, and then and the preparation is still always left upon the player to however he wants to prepare and get ready for the game.
Interesting. And if he is one of the key people, the other one, Rohit Sharma, you've seen very closely a lot of Rohit, played with him, played under him, etc. Your thoughts on Rohit Sharma as leader?
I think, obviously the kind of results he's produced for Mumbai Indians is phenomenal. Having won so many trophies for Mumbai Indians as captain is great. He has his strengths, and he's sticking to that, and the results show for themselves. And he's somebody who's very calm and collected, and I don't think we need to we need to speak more about that. He's a proven person. He's gone out there, and he's got his ways of managing and dealing with people.
Okay. My question is, how are you looking at the IPL? Because clearly you've had some great IPL knocks. Some of the stellar knocks have been you. Are you looking at it to try and open the doors for India white ball cricket as well? Is that tournament very important this particular year with the World Cup there? How do you want to push open the doors for the Indian team as far as white ball cricket is concerned? How are you approaching the IPL?
Very, very honestly, I think I am not focusing much on that. I'll be very honest with you. I think it's about, for me, the way I'm looking at IPL is that I have another opportunity to play for Punjab Kings, and I want to go out there and give my best, and then see try and see how and where we can take the franchise, and definitely want to move and take the franchise forward. With that said, if obviously if I can perform well and the team does well, and all of that happens, and the franchise is moving ahead and good performances come, I think there is, and once all of that is done, I think the end result will take care of itself. But I truly feel that as a player, if we think too much about, we try and connect this tournament to something else and jumble up, there's a good possible chance that I jumble up a lot of things. So the thought process is simple: go out there, give my best, make sure Punjab wins, make sure we take the team forward, make sure we take the franchise forward, and the rest of it will take care of itself.
Very, very calm words, mature kind of words from you there. I'm told by my colleagues that you do a lot of yoga and meditation. Does that help you? Are you still into that? Because I do a lot of meditation and yoga myself to be in that, sort of be in a clutter-free mind space, if I can say that. Can you talk to me about Mayank Agarwal, the person? How are you like? What do you read? I saw a post by you saying, recommend the next book. I will recommend my own history of Indian cricket. That's different. But tell me about Mayank Agarwal, the person.
Yeah, for me, meditation and yoga is a big part of my life. I think I think also as as a if I'm growing as a professional, I also need to grow as a person. So I look at yoga and meditation. Uh, I look at that as something that helps me become more aware of myself, helps me get more clarity, and helps me understand what am I doing, why am I doing, and how am I reacting to different situations. So I think if for me that's really helping me get clarity about how I go about different situations, how I respond to different situations, and what are the things that I do. So I think, and then that is actually helping me, in my game. So if I have to reflect back on a game, I also just reflect back on what are the things that I did, in terms of batting, fielding, and how the game went. But also with this aspect, I do look at it as what are the decisions I made and why did I make those decisions? Is there a pattern of decisions that I'm making? What kind of decisions I'm making at different points of the game? So I think with meditation and yoga, it's really helping me with that, and also adds a little spiritual aspect for me in my life, because something that has really worked for me, something that I did learn in meditation was, every person's journey and every path is going to be different. Everyone's going to tread, everyone's journey is going to be different. So I wouldn't want to sit and compare my journey to somebody else's, because it's going to be very unique to me, and somebody else's journey is going to be very unique to them. So it just gives me, a different perspective of how to look at where I am and how I need to move ahead as well.
Okay. One of the things that stand out about you, and I've enjoyed particularly, is your ability to convert hundreds into big hundreds, daddy hundreds. Be it against New Zealand, you set it up for us on a difficult wicket. Other batters were struggling at that point. You did it, that 150. Again, in the second innings, you were doing very well. Can you explain that to me? Is that about mindset? That the ability to play big knocks? Have you been able to consciously do that? Tell me about that mindset of Mayank Agarwal, that I get set, I will convert.
Well, I think that's something that actually was a byproduct of long distance running. One, that I still do a lot of long distance running, and I think that really helps me get into that space. It really helps me fight my mind during times where I just feel like, I've ran 4 kilometers, I've ran 5 kilometers, I don't need to run more, or I'm feeling tired. And then that's where it really comes in and says that, hey, listen, this is the amount of kilometers that you have decided you're going to run, and you just got to keep running. Even if you're physically tired, at those times you want to push yourself mentally. And I feel that's really helped in converting those hundreds into big hundreds, because just hungry for more. You just want to keep running. When I correlate the two, it's about running more to scoring more, batting longer. That is one. And then batting 750 balls, 1,000 balls every day with RX sir in his academy. Having batted 750,000 balls every other day, just instills those good habits of batting longer and batting to the best, batting to the best of your ability with the best mindset.
Fascinating. 750 to 1,000 balls. I mean, it's almost 150 overs you're talking about batting on on a everyday or a day-to-day basis, and to be able to focus and concentrate. How much is in the mind? How much is mental rigor, Mayank? Because you clearly have the skill. That's why you're there. But to have that mental rigor and discipline to be able to hold on, to concentrate for longer periods. Tell me about your mental strength as well a little.
I think it builds. You have to, like you build your training physical workload. I think you just have to also build and get into this. Just make it a habit, and the more you practice it, the longer you do it, you get into a habit. Obviously, yes, you have to find the balance, and you can't just keep going because of batting 1,000 balls and get tired physically. But I feel as a player that that's the one thing that it helped me, that I also pushed myself when I was physically tired, pushed myself mentally to play that many number of balls and do that routine. So I think that is also a factor that's helped me.
Okay. Just to sort of take you to a different player, I mean, someone who you sort of, I remember you mentioning to me in an earlier interview that you and KL during your debut, you guys have grown up together. I mean, seeing photos all the time. You've mentioned KL before, that even before your debut, that night before, he spoke to you and you guys are close, be it Punjab, be it India, be it opening for India. Give me a sense of KL Rahul. I mean, as captain now, entrusted with responsibility, vice captain, franchise captain for Lucknow. Your thoughts on KL Rahul and his evolution in the last 2-3 years?
Oh, I think we share a great bond as friends. You know, he's been there, he's seen my journey, and vice versa. You know, it's been great. It's also been really nice that we've had that kind of friendship. Even though at some place, at somewhere down the line, we've probably competed for the same spot. But I think the mindset behind has always been to help each other, to grow, and if I can help the other person grow, it's eventually going to help. It's going to help the team grow, and then what if you can help the other person and get some help. As people, if we can get better and better and better, so we're going to always push the standards up, and then we're going to demand more from ourselves, which in turn is going to help us grow. So I think that's been the thing between us, and in terms to KL Rahul, I think he's a very calm, he's a very composed character. He's somebody who's just who's definitely going to give you suggestions, but he's on a whole, he's very calm and composed, and he reads and understands the situation very well.
Okay. Final couple of questions before I let you go. One, Mayank, when I see this Indian team and I see all the others, England doesn't travel well, Australia, they lose the Ashes, New Zealand comes here, we beat them fairly comprehensively. South Africa was close. We are 2-1 up. You will play that England one match in Birmingham. Obviously, a bit of a transition with Virat giving up on captaincy, Rahul Dravid taking over from Ravi. How do you, as a member of the team, I mean, do you feel that, minor changes and we are still the best traveling team, still one of the best teams in the world, if not the best? Do you still have that sense? Because it's a big year. You'll play Australia end of the year, you play in England. How are you looking at the season unfolding as a test match player?
See, very honestly, I think we as a team thrive on getting better as a team every game. There will definitely be times, there will be times where we play good cricket, we win series, and there will be times when it doesn't go our way. But as a team, are we getting better from those experiences, and also are we getting better as players from the good series as well? It's not just when you lose a series, you sit back and you sit and ponder, what went wrong and this and that. But also when you play well, I think it's important for us as players and for us as a team to look at what are the things that we've been doing well. So I think we really take pride in the fact that we are representing the country. We are the chosen few, who actually have the opportunity to represent the country, and we go out there and give our best. And we definitely, as a team, are looking to improve, get better. And if we can do that, the results will come.
Okay. Finally, Mayank, personal goals, 22. Any personal goal Mayank Agarwal has to get there, or just evolve as a cricketer? Like you said, focus on process, get better, and automatically results will come.
Very honestly, but I'm not somebody who discusses my goals. I will definitely quietly go down, write it in my diary, make a note on what are the things that I need to achieve those goals, and then start ticking those boxes. If that is my process. If that can happen, then the rest of it, I'm pretty sure will take care of itself.
I'll finish the interview there with the notion and rather a request: keep those diaries. 10 years down the line, those diaries will be fantastic manual for anybody wanting to study the game, and as a historian, maybe for me to reconstruct the story of Mayank Agarwal. So valuable archival material as far as we are concerned, Mayank. Keep those diaries. But good to talk to you. Great maturity. Enjoyed talking to you. trying to understand you better. And as I said, loved watching you bat in Melbourne or in Mumbai or against, New Zealand at 100. And as I said, I think there's a lot that you will contribute to Indian cricket going forward. More power to you, more strength to you. And you have all the support. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.